Let's do this one at the same time. Let's go.
Multitasking.
Multitasking, yes.
Social media.
Yes.
Oh, good. You put your phone number. Good, good.
Um,
Like I never saw you put your phone number. You added it. Good.
Jai has a thing.
Very good. Yeah.
The girl. Bueno,
Who's that?
that's Laura.
Oh, okay.
Okay, so let's see. Let's go live here also. So, live. Yes, there you go.
Are we live? Are we live?
Yes, we
Hello,
are.
hello, hello, everyone. Welcome. Happy Friday, almost end of Friday. How is everyone doing? Well, it also depends where you're at.
Yes,
So we'll say good morning, good afternoon, and good evening.
yes, definitely.
Thank you for joining us.
Here we are. We are also live on
Live.
Instagram. We
We're
are
live on Instagram and on
YouTube and
Facebook.
on Facebook. Yes,
The love and the wonder of social media, right?
it is.
We can go reach all these people. Isn't that
Uh-huh.
great?
And also share because
And share.
we
Just
have the possibility
before,
to
when I was growing up, we didn't.
definitely it was you have to look in books in the information that you needed, and now we have the possibility to just listen to a video to someone who's talking about a topic that can help us grow and evolve and understand and comprehend and all of those good things
And
that
that's why we are today so grateful. We
definitely
are so grateful for each and every one of you.
definitely
So I'm here with Maya del Sol.
and I'm here with Janet Altagracia.
Yes.
And thank you all for joining us tonight. And we have an amazing topic.
I
Also.
like calling it juicy.
A juicy topic,
Juicy
as yes,
topic,
definitely. And since we are, well, it was Valentine's a couple of days ago. We want to talk about love.
Yes.
Yes, because sometimes love confuse confuses us, right? Because we don't understand it.
We bring it with expectations.
And we bring it with expectations, and also we feel like the other might be able to give me something that maybe feel like I'm missing, and those conflicts come from there.
And there's the expectation.
That's
You're
the
missing it, so
expectation.
the other person, you expect the other person to give it to you, and conflict happens.
Exactly. So we're here to talk about tonight about, well, those hard decisions that you have to take when it comes to staying or leaving a relationship.
Ooh, that's a tough one.
Yes, because I'm sure many of us have been in that situation, even if it's not just your spouse. Could be a simple relationship, any relationship where you feel like, oh, should I just stay here even though I'm not happy, or what should I do? Should I leave? But what about if I leave and I don't find anybody else that can give me something better? And I'm always looking outside for what I'm feeling that I need to feel like filled up in my kind of set of love, right? Because we all want to feel this kind of set of love. And if it's not filled, then someone is supposed to feel it for us, and that's no the reality, right?
And we continue seeking it and seeking it every day.
Exactly. So we are here to talk about that. That, well, just to begin with, no one can feel that kind of state of love but ourselves. That's so sad the news.
That's worth repeating.
Yes.
No one can fill up that canister of love but you. And you and you.
Exactly. And that takes a process. Definitely, it takes a process because the love that we're looking for is not only is within, but to get to feel this love within, you must heal, especially the connection with mom and dad, because that's the beginning of love. And how was that relationship between them? And how was your relationship with mom and with dad? And also we must be able to have this perspective of seeing beyond themselves, right? Because we need to see that beyond them, there were other parents. So those would be your grandparents. And so how they did relate to each other. Was that love there between them? Or was that love between your parents and their parents? Was that good connection? Did they feel that connection? Because somewhere the love got stuck. And if it got stuck, then it's not flowing all the way to the descendants. Mm-hmm. And so we grow up feeling like, okay, I missed something, but I still need it, because we cannot feel complete until I feel that love. So I'm still looking for it outside in my life, or where am I looking that love from? Yeah. Right? That's the question.
It's the awareness. It's like what makes this a process is that first you need to become aware that you need to feel that you're looking to feel your canister of love, and to become aware that the only one that can feel it is you. I mean, it took me, well, now when I'm truly, if I have to be honest, that I'm truly understanding, that everything comes from me, and therefore that's why when it came to love and when it came to my different relationship, especially the big one, like I call parents, yes, and husband and wives, I was seeking and had expectation. And when they weren't filled, and then now I felt I'm not worthy, I don't deserve, and therefore I created dramas that I didn't need to create.
Exactly. So we become the victim.
We become the victim.
Yes, because we feel like I'm still empty, and that the other ones are not giving me what I need.
Yes. And it's so delicate because we feel that so deeply. That is so delicate. And I always say in this process, as you do this process, really always be very gentle and kind with yourself, because we're learning. We're learning what true love is, and it's unconditional love.
Yes.
And that's the part that we're learning.
Definitely. And since we're talking about love, and especially that spouse or boyfriend and girlfriend relationship, and I just want to mention something that it was beautiful, because we are late here because we just had a session on family constellations. And something that I want to mention here is that this couple that came to constellate, because they are a husband and wife, and they had this conflict, this situation that they couldn't fix, because she was very submissive and he was very controlling. And so she didn't know how to express how she was feeling, and he didn't know how to calm his own anger. And so there is love in this couple. There is love, because at certain point she looked for help. She said, I really love this man, and this man loves me, and we have problems in this relationship, but someone must be able to help us fix that. And they both look for help.
And right there, that's kudos, especially from the male point of view. Yes. Someone that is so controlling, and then he came and he is supporting that is love.
And not only that, because today was her constellation work. But since the biggest issue in that relationship was him, he was the very first one who came to therapy. And they came both together so she could see why her husband had that sort of behaviors and that sort of response, right? Because he was very aggressive and she just didn't know how to express. So last month, he came for therapy, and he got to see why he was acting this way. And now he's controlling himself, because now he sees that he was being loyal to someone in his family system who will act this way to be able to have the power. So that's why he was very controlling and aggressive. So it's been a month, and now she came for therapy. And they both came because when we do a family constellation session, the other person can see, oh, that's where my wife is. And that's why she's very submissive. And that is why she cannot express. Because the thing that they brought to the table was, like she brought to the table today, was the expression. She didn't know how to express her feelings, her anger, anything, because she also had an issue that goes beyond herself. It goes to someone in her family system who couldn't express, which was her own mother. She had to keep everything quiet because she was afraid. In front of someone who was very controlling, she would be like panic and she wouldn't talk. But she would have this anger within herself and she just didn't even know she had that anger. So it is beautiful that they both decided to work in each of them. Like, okay, you resolve your issues and I will resolve my issues. So our relationship can improve
and flourish, we
and flourish. Yes. So I really admire these two because it gives me that observation of saying it is possible. It is possible to grow together. It is possible to reach that true love, that unconditional love.
It was really beautiful to see.
It is very beautiful to see, and he was very open to even to participate in a family constellation, right? Because not many men sometimes want to connect to it, but he is very open, and they both really want to work it out.
Definitely work their relationship, and they're doing it.
They're doing it. And actually, at the end, they say, "Well, next time is my turn. I'll come back." So he already knows that he's coming back for therapy because he has issues to resolve, and he's putting all of this information on her, projecting on her something that is not for her, but it's in his own family system. And she was doing it the same as her mother. So they both are taking action to change these unresolved emotions that were hidden inside their own family systems.
And just think about it. We bring these people into our lives so that they can be our mirror, so that we can see what needs to be healed.
Yes.
And some of them, and sometimes it's really tough.
It is
because you're dealing with some, especially in relationships, where you're dealing with those tough emotions. So it's just beautiful to see how this work does really help you at the core.
Exactly. And this is also very important to understand, and it is that these two, for example, they both decided to do their work so they can improve and connect differently and more honestly. And it is just a beautiful relationship. But it doesn't happen, it's not all the time, This is just a special relationship, these two people. But let's talk about what about when one of them want to change and the other one doesn't want to change.
Who can relate?
Yes, right? Because sometimes it's like, well, I want to help or fix or somehow create a connection because we are disconnected, because we disagree on something, or because I have this emotional need, let's say, and I don't feel like the other one is understanding me, or I don't feel empathy, right? Or whatever it is that you feel. And you said, okay, maybe I need some help. I need to go to therapy and see what's wrong with me, because the other one doesn't need or doesn't correspond for the other one to give you what you need. You must be able to see inside yourself and see what part is missing. There is a part of you that maybe you haven't been able to explore, but you must, because we all should explore those gaps, those voids that they need to be filled. Otherwise, I'm still expecting someone to feel it, right? And so when we get to that point of understanding that the other one doesn't need to fix my issues,
that's key, because that's the thing we try to fix, and it's not them to fix, it's you to come to you.
Then I can liberate that expectation and take action on working on myself.
And let's take a deep breath on that.
Yes.
That's where the awareness comes in.
Exactly. That's when you can say, okay, I'm not going to expect the other one to change. but I might be able to change my perspective about this person if I get to find out why I feel this way. Because he triggers me in certain situations, or that person triggers me and I don't know why. So maybe what I need to do is understand where these triggers come from, because it's not the other one who is causing you that. It's something that you have deep within yourself, maybe something that happened in your childhood, or something that you are carrying unconsciously from the relationship you get to see from mom and dad, and maybe the needs of mom that weren't filled by the husband, which by the way didn't correspond. That person didn't have to do that for mom, because mom has an issue that has to do with her own parents. Right? And we all have them, because this isn't just one person. We all have the same problem. We need to heal that relationship with mom and with dad in order to feel filled, complete, integrated. And that's really the key of understanding where those gaps come from, where those voids come from. And that's why we do this work that is called Family Constellations. And Family Constellations is a tool to help you find those roots of this conflict that I'm going through, that I don't understand why I feel this way, but I'm feeling it, and I really need to liberate it. And those roots didn't start with you. They started way before you. Those roots are somehow grounded. That's how you say, or ingrained in your own family system. And we need to go find where to unroot it.
Unroot it, to take it out.
To take it out, exactly.
Detach, release,
exactly.
All that good stuff.
So when we come to this relationship and the other one doesn't want to change, and I take action to change myself because I am the only one that I can change that, then this creates also a space. Because once you get to see yourself, you see that the other one is my mirror, yes, but I don't want that mirror anymore. Because if I get to fix what was causing me this pain, then the other one is still kind of pushing the same button. It's like, I don't need that any longer because I'm healing that. So if I'm in a relationship with a person where I'm feeling like, okay, I'm healing, so I'm kind of escalating. And when I escalate, the other person stays down here. I don't want to communicate here any longer because that just doesn't make me feel good. So the communication changes here when you escalate to another level. When you heal, you escalate. So the communication changes between these two persons. There's no communication anymore. See, we are in different levels of communication and different levels of consciousness. So here comes the question, oh my gosh, this is a hard decision.
Do I stay?
Because do I stay?
Or do I leave?
Or do I leave?
Especially when there's children and you're used to each other and
you have purchased the house and you have
and
business.
Not only that, it's like you're
and
content. Yes. You know what I mean? Somehow you figure out a way to make it work.
Or you justify yourself. Because that's the part.
Or you resign. Or you resign it. This is okay. You resign to it. So are you loving yourself
when you do that?
When you do that?
Yeah.
That will be the question.
That's the question. Because then you're sacrificing yourself and your happiness just to keep that as normal. Let's say, oh, that's nothing. And then you justify because we do.
That's what we do.
So, no, but he's a good person. He's a good husband. He provides this and that. And then the children. And we do this and we do that. But you're not happy.
You put your head in the sand.
Exactly. Because the communication already changed. And unless the other person somehow wants to also reconnect, then the connection is already lost. And for that to happen, the other one should at least want to recreate that connection. And that's not easy.
It's not.
It's not easy because that is a step that we all should choose out of will.
Yeah, the person has to want to do it.
Yes. And so sometimes I hear here in constellations, some people come and say, I want my husband to do this. My husband needs this therapy because I want him to change.
We want to do the fixer.
We want to fix them. We want to fix them.
Rescue the marriage.
Yes, to rescue the marriage. And unfortunately, that's not how it works because we all have a different process of evolving. And we cannot interfere in what the other chooses. Because if the other person chooses to be in that unconscious state, then we should respect that. Now it's your choice to say, oh, I'm going to stay there and suffer the consequences, or I'm going to move on. Not to look for something better, no. It's because it doesn't make me feel good. It doesn't nourishes me any longer. So if I don't give myself the possibility to feel well, then I'm not loving myself enough.
Mm-hmm. And the thing is, when you really understand that, if at the point that you feel that it's better to move, but you feel like, oh my God, I'm moving. This is like, even though he's not where I'm at, he's a good person. You put all those justification, loving yourself and even loving this person it is you moving.
Mm-hmm.
No matter how hard it is. And I guess for me is to say, don't feel guilty about it because you are doing what's in the best interest of the marriage, even if sometimes it means that you move on.
Exactly. And I'm bringing here a new word that is very related to these relationships that they just want to stay even though they are not happy.
Mm-hmm.
And the word is called dependency.
Yeah. Who can relate?
So that's the big word here because we have something to let go. We want to let go and we don't know how. And we create this justification because I want to stay there. But there is a deeper sense of you wanting to stay there even though you're not happy.
Mm-hmm.
And that could be that need. Oh my God, but if I leave this, I'm going to feel lonely. I'm going to feel abandoned. I don't feel I can do it. I cannot do it by myself. I cannot be alone. And all of these, words come.
Mm-hmm.
And then you're like, no, I'm not doing that. I'm not going to take that step because I'm afraid of being independent.
Right. And then we'll say, well, he's a good person. You will make it work.
And then you justify again, and then you go back to the same. So that's pretty much the dynamic of someone who is dependent or codependent, because you need to have a relationship of codependency, right? So the question again, should I stay or should I leave? And if you take some steps to heal, right? To heal your perspective, because of course we're healing perspectives. And when we do family constellations, for example, what we heal is our perspective about the other, about mom, about dad, about why mom couldn't see me, or rejected me, or why dad abandoned me, or why I feel betrayed, or why I feel this way or the other way, because those are the ones that create somehow that dependency state. It's like, I really want you to love me.
Yes.
And so I'm doing the best for you to love me. But what I'm not seeing is that the issue is within me that I haven't healed. So the other one cannot love you because you don't love yourself, right?
But to me, that was such a concept. Like, I couldn't understand, what you mean I don't love myself? And it was a growing thing. That was a new language for me, because we do. At one point, I used to think, well, what do you mean I do love myself? But not if. Then I realized, well, no, I'm accepting things I shouldn't accept. So it gets really tricky, but that's where the work starts. That's where the healing begins.
Exactly. And it's easy to say, yeah, I love myself, or I choose myself, but we say it but we are not congruent with it, because we really are saying it but not acting upon on it. For example, when we did the family constellation session this afternoon, the lady said, and now I prioritize myself.
Yes.
If I don't feel well, I'm going to express it consciously and say, that doesn't make me feel well. It's all you have to say. That, I don't think I really want to do that. Or you can go do that, I'll be okay with it, but don't expect me to participate in it because it doesn't make me feel good. And it's all about the expression, right? The communication of saying, okay, I decided to stay with you, just in case this person decides to stay with this other.
Which is nothing wrong with that either.
But don't complain then. Right. Because then you complain. And then you go tell your best friend, oh, it's not my husband. Oh, it's not my boyfriend. Oh, it's this. And then you're complaining, so you're becoming the victim. But you are putting yourself into the victim state because you're not doing anything to change it.
And just to add with that, when you decide to stay because you make a conscious decision that if that person is not right for you, you will create another scenario where it's time to move.
Yes, eventually.
Yeah.
Those are the news.
Yeah, yes. I always say like that you either do it 2x2 or 4x4. But you will always do what's in your best interest, even if you do it unconsciously. Because that's just our true nature. So just to keep that in mind. So always be honest and vulnerable with yourself and seek the help if you need it.
Exactly. That's very important. Definitely understanding that letting go of expectation is one thing, right? But also, as you said, there is a point where new experiences are going to come and you will be like, oh, I'm missing it. Because maybe the other one or the person that you are with at this moment doesn't want you to go, doesn't like you to do that. And then you try to please this other person, for example. So you're not being yourself and you're not allowing yourself. And then all of these things, because it's like you want to escalate more and the other person wants to take you downstairs to where you met at the beginning. And since you already escalated to a new level, you don't want to go down.
You cannot even go down.
Yeah.
It's not. Yeah.
To be honest, you don't go down because you have a new set of eyes.
Yeah, you've been more awareness. Now.
You have more awareness, and then you can see from another perspective, and you can see where the other one is. You can say, I can see where you are. I understand your perspective. I understand that you don't want me to move, but I choose myself. Because if we don't choose ourselves, then we're not really going to be happy.
Now that's healing. That right there is healing.
Yes. So where are you at this moment related to this?
And there's no right or wrong. Yes. Just where are you at this moment relating to this?
Because the other one is just your possibility to break for something that is called a structure. A structure of something that seems to be happiness. That, but that's just the perfect family, or I want a family. And we want something that is an illusion.
And some of us live it, let me tell you.
Yes, exactly. So we pretend to, or we believe, or we want to make ourselves believe that that's at least what I have. And we kind of are content with that. But that's not happiness, because content is not the same as happy.
And that's the thing that you learn as you're going up, as you're learning, as you're healing, as you're evolving. You really start to feel that happiness.
Yes.
And all of a sudden, nothing wrong with the other person. It's just the other person is not there. And it could be any relationship. And that's where healing is being able to do what needs to be done that will serve both of you.
Yes.
Sometimes it is you stay because the other person was willing to work. And sometimes it is that you move on.
Exactly, because we are all evolving and ascending in that process. Yes, we need to ascend from the root as our chakras, right, that go
Mhm.
up to connect with love, to the consciousness, to the infinite
Yes.
love, right?
Everything is about love.
Exactly. Unconditional.
Unconditional.
Unconditional love. Yes.
Unconditional love.
Exactly.
Absolutely.
So it is a process. It is a process. And the other one is your possibility to transcend something that you are kind of, it's a dense energy that you have been able to unroot, to resolve, and resolve memories from your childhood, from your family system, from your parents that you're carrying. And in order for you to ascend the energy, to connect to that love that we are, we must fix that. And if the other one doesn't fix, it's okay because it gave you the opportunity, or he or she gave you the opportunity to see where you were attached to what and how to disconnect from it and liberate it with compassion and with gratitude. Because this is transcending the other.
And forgiveness.
And forgiveness, of course.
Absolutely.
And acceptance.
And acceptance.
I mean, it is a whole.
All those power words.
All those power words need to be fixed in something to be able to really transmute this energy that you were attached to. And so once you get to do that, then the other probably also doesn't understand where you are and also might be able to say, we're not communicating in the same language. And maybe that's where separation comes. Yes. And someone needs to take the word and say, well, I would say that we are not communicating. We are not being able to connect any longer. And one of them needs to be brave enough to say, okay, we need to make a decision together. Are you happy? Am I happy? Are we growing together? Are we growing into a mature love together? Are you expecting from me? I'm expecting from you, right? Because here we can get to talk about independence, dependency, and interdependence, right? Because the interdependence is that one where I kind of depend on you, but I don't depend to be happy on you. My happiness doesn't depend on you. My freedom doesn't depend on you. It means that I got to be free, and you got to be free enough that we both can be together and enjoy together, right? We need each other to be happy because we have the opportunity to share together when we both are healed. Otherwise, if one is healed and the other one is not healed, then the other one is dragging me down. And so dragging me down, it's like, oh my gosh, it's like heavy. You feel like a burden instead of a equality when it comes to share.
Yes. Yeah.
And so that's why we wanted to bring this topic tonight and see where you are related to this topic that we just brought to the table tonight, and where you are in that process of healing and growing emotionally, because we're not talking about physically. We physically could be even 50, 60, 70 and still have wounds of when I was 2 or 3 years old that if I haven't been able to heal, somehow they are being projected with others.
And the people that we choose to bring into our lives.
Exactly. So it's part of the process to grow emotionally. So I'll be able to connect in another way, in a way that is more harmonious and more conscious and more loving.
And it's serving you.
Yes, serving you and serving the other.
And serving the other. That's the other thing. Sometimes we feel it's not serving them. Oh, woes. No, it's serving both of you.
Yes.
But sometimes that does come with tough decisions.
Also, because when you leave, for example, there is not a good communication in this couple, then you're making the other person a favor. That's acting out of love. Because I'm giving the other the possibility to go find someone that matches.
Yes.
In that state of consciousness where the other is.
And that's a beautiful thing. I mean, that is what I call pure unconditional love.
Yes. Definitely.
because
So
everybody grows sometimes at different levels, different stages. Sometimes you're growing together, and sometimes you're growing at different stages. So
mhm.
for you to be able to release and let go, and you find the right person for you, and the other person find the right, that is pure love.
Exactly. So where are you at this moment related to this topic that we brought to the table tonight? Am I happy in that relationship? And also, this not only counts for couples,
Any relationship.
any relationship, any. So if you feel like you have your best friend and you have also something that, because it also friendships change.
Yeah, friendships do change. Yes, and
Yeah,
that's tough.
as much as you evolve or you grow in consciousness, then maybe that group of friends where you at the beginning felt like, oh, this is my tribe, and then we all feel like we are the same and we're having so much fun. All of a sudden you see that tribe and you say, I don't know, I look at all of them and I don't feel connected any longer.
We all been there.
I have been there.
Yeah.
And you feel nostalgic. It's like, oh, but how did that happen? Because I thought it would be like this would be like forever, my forever friends, and then
BFF, everything.
yes, and then it changes, and you're like kind of I feel this emptiness because it's part of like just like when somebody
It's like
died.
you grieve it. It's
You
just
grieve it.
normal.
You
It's
need
just
to grieve it.
normal. Yeah.
Exactly. And that's the part that doesn't allow you sometimes to move on.
Right.
It's like, oh, but I don't want to feel this sadness. I'm gonna stay. I'm gonna stay until that thing pushes you and pushes you. You're like, no, it doesn't I don't feel well here any longer. And you must take the step because life loves you so much that at certain point you feel like, okay, it's time to move on. And that's when we take the steps to move on and move towards a new experience, to learn something new, to experience something new. But we are the only ones who can give ourselves the opportunity to do that.
It's like when they say when one door closes, another one opens.
Yes.
It's like when one door closes, and it could be a relationship with a friendship, with a tribe, with your husband, with your family, whatever. Whenever one day something better is opening up for you,
Yes.
this is why you have been moved in that direction.
Mhm.
Always remember, no matter what's happening, you're always doing what's best for you. Even though at the moment you might not understand it, even though at the moment it might be challenging and hard, unconsciously, and then you become aware, you're always doing what's best for you.
Very good. Very well said, Janet. So we came tonight.
Yes, to talk about that beautiful word, love.
Where is love within you? And what relationships in your life don't make you feel well enough to stay?
Mhm.
And
And which ones do?
yeah, and which ones do nourish you,
Mhm.
nourish your soul, and feed you in different ways, because those are the ones you want to cultivate.
Seek, exactly,
And
absolutely.
seek and cultivate, and which ones you feel like should I stay or should I leave? Because it is said that when you're trying to grab everything and you want to keep it there, but it's not going to change for you. If you already changed, there's no need to change. You already changed and you cannot
go
back.
back. You cannot, that's the thing. Remember, you cannot go back.
And so your only possibility is to continue moving on because you already evolved. You escalated, which is amazing.
Which is, I was going to say, it's a good thing. It's a
Yes.
good thing.
Yes. So just keep that in mind and review all relationships in your life and see which ones really nourish me.
Yes.
And I nourish them. It's like mutual. We are mutually
nourishing each
giving
other
and receiving.
Yes.
Do I feel that this group of friends or this tribe, I feel like I can feel content, and is that the word, content? Yeah.
Yeah, content. Yeah.
And that also that I feel like I'm growing with them.
Right. That's key, that you're growing with them.
Growing with them. or it's not really giving me that, or I'm not being really giving them myself because I don't feel
authentic.
Like I'm not being authentic because maybe what I am right now
you worry what they're gonna say, what they're gonna think. Maybe you worry they're gonna judge. These are all the steps you wanna observe.
Yes, because then you put a mask on to seem to be happy. Actually, speaking about that, the other day on Valentine's, I had a group of friends here, and we did a card reading. So each of us got a card, and each of us got a message. And there was one that I really, really love because this lady, she's very polite, right? It's always very polite. And the card that came out was the one of there was like a snake and there was a mask, and it's a politician. And we all have a politician because we all in those groups put this mask on, pretending that everything is good when it's perfect, or that I'm good with you, and I'm la la la, and I'm pretending because I want to be part of this group or because I want to have this relationship, and I'm not. So I'm lying to myself, and I'm being a hypocrite.
A hypocrite, yeah.
With myself, not with others. With with others too, because I'm being with myself. So also with others. So I love that card. It really gave me a lot of understanding about if I feel vulnerable, if I feel upset, I don't need to put that onto others, but I want to observe myself and take my own process and not be just so political. So into the mask, trying to be
perfect
or to belong, or all of these things that are, if I don't feel like this is my tribe, that I can really openly say, I don't feel well today and I don't need to put this face on, or maybe I'm just not going to connect with you today. I'm in a process, right? And having someone to say, it's okay, we understand where you are, because you are in some sort of the same vibration.
Right.
You're trying to look for relationships, whether it be friends or couples or even your own family, where you feel in the same sort of vibration. Otherwise, it's not gonna make you feel well. And if it doesn't make you feel well, then you're not loving yourself enough, because you're putting yourself into situations, into experiences that usually create a sort of uncomfortable state.
Yeah.
You don't feel well. So why do you want to put yourself into that, right? It's like choosing yourself is not easy.
It's not, but it's so important to do, because the thing is, whatever you choose, you're going to create scenarios around that. So if you choose yourself and choose love and choose all that, well, that's what you're going to bring. But if you choose that, I want to be perfect and I want this, and then that's what you bring. So
those are some observations that we are leaving you tonight with. So you can think about them and have some sort of observations of your own life, because this is all about self-observance.
When everything is said and done,
don't look outside of yourself, or don't look outside of your friends and your spouse and your family or your children. Here, let me have these self-observations and see what relationship doesn't make me feel nourished. Is it worthy to be here? Because if it's not worthy, I'm not giving myself the value that I deserve.
Yes. And that's why family constellation can be such a great help. So I'm going to go ahead and Maya, tell them all the different stuff that you have available. You have the book.
We have the book, Janet. The book is right there.
Yeah, let's go get
the book. We want to talk a little bit about what we have here that can help you.
This one is,
that's in Spanish, and we have also that one in English. And this is called Alchemy for the Soul. And this book, you can find it in Amazon. This book has all the information that you need to understand what those emotions that I feel, that I don't know where they come from. It's like, I don't know why I feel this way, but all the roots of conflict really come from our family system and resolved memories. And so you can read this content and understand it and comprehend it and also liberate it, because there are systemic exercises in this book that you can practice. And then you can also help yourself doing some sort of liberation for yourself and also for the collective, for your family system and for the collective of life. Because once you heal, we all heal.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And then you also have the program, the video program as well.
Yeah, we have Soul's Journey in Hotmart. Hotmart is a platform that holds digital programs, and you can find it at Soul's Journey. For the ones that don't like reading, it's like, oh, but I really don't like reading because I fall asleep, and then I just get distracted, or I read and I don't read, or things like that. So we also have it in a video program where you can listen to the content, and as well I do the exercises with you, so I can say, okay, now you're gonna repeat after me. And so it's a new way of programming, but the programming goes deep because we work with the emotions and the perspective that you have about life and family and those relationships and all of these things that we are working on breaking from.
The patterns,
And also the emotions that we are carrying from our parents that they didn't resolve that, and that stays in that field, in the field of the family system. So it's not just the patterns, but also the emotions that are trapped, energetically trapped in the field of the family system that needs to be liberated.
They call it limiting beliefs, trap emotions, all that will get released with this.
So,
and then the best part of it, if you even want to go even deeper, or even do this as a service, or even as a career, Maya also has the institute. And
yes, we have an institute where we train people and therapists or coaches or whoever feels like, okay, I'm gonna do that process of liberating this soul from these unresolved memories of the past. And so we have a training program on family constellations where you get certified to facilitate this method for others.
And right now we are starting the waiting list on that. So definitely you can go to Maya's website, and the website is right underneath. You can see it. You can see her phone number as well. And go check it out. Call us, ask question. I'm a facilitator as well.
Yeah, she graduated from the institute. So if you wanna have a family constellation sessions, call Janet. What's your WhatsApp number?
So my number is 407-460-5756. Even if it is just to have question, how has my experience been? Even if it's just to talk, and if you want to constellate on an issue, and if you mention that you saw me in the program, I will give you. It comes with a nice discount. So definitely give us a call. You should get to understand why things happen in your life, why you bring these people in your life, why you create these patterns. Let's get into awareness. Let's get into understanding. That's the best gift you can give yourself and your family system.
Yes, and also understanding that you can break that from your life, that it is possible to change that. That for me was like, oh my God, it is possible to change
that was for me.
This. Yes, because we all want to change that. We don't want to keep carrying this pain or this suffering that I don't know how to change. I really want to be able to change it. And so we just want to say it is possible to change.
It is.
And because once you liberate that trapped emotion, that energy that is trapped, then that liberation, you feel it. It's not that you understand the liberation. You feel the liberation
with all your senses, and that's
with all your senses,
because you feel it with all your senses. That's the gift.
So that's pretty much restructuring your DNA, because all of that information is genetic as well. So it's in your epigenetics, and once we get to change these fears, this suffering, this pain, these traumas, right, then we will feel at peace.
Yes, we will see the growth and the evolution in us, and change our destiny, and best of all, change the destiny of our family moving forward, our kids,
and the ones that will be coming, the descendants,
the
the future descendants,
absolutely,
because we don't want our children to experience what maybe many of us got to experience.
Exactly.
And if you believe in reincarnation, maybe eventually you return and life will be healthier. Yes. And you will find a family system that is healthier than the one we chose this time.
Right, yeah.
Because then you will liberate in that karma. So it will be a new karma, let's
Absolutely.
say.
So if this resonated with you, please share, hit the like button, just share it and share it with everybody, because we definitely want to bring this beautiful message to the whole world, to the whole universe.
This is the idea. Yeah. Actually, I believe that there are many things that are important in life, but I believe that like we humans at this point of evolution came to transcend the old structures of the past that involve all of these emotions and perspectives that don't allow us to move on, to be limited.
Right.
And this is the mission of all of us. One and each of us need to take action, responsibility for what you can do once you get to be aware of this.
Yes.
Because if you're not aware of this, you're going to continue thinking that life is that, right?
But once you are, and if you're seeing this show, you're aware.
Exactly. So just see beyond. Don't be content with what seems to be a family, what seems to be a realization, like I got to have this and that, and I got to accomplish this, and I'm successful. Because sometimes that's not enough. We have way beyond that to do, even though you can maybe to be successful in this life. You still get to break and do more when you do this work of liberating and healing the unresolved emotions and memories of our ancestors. Yes.
So give us a call, and I say thank you for always being loyal and being available today on Friday to see us, and just share and hit the like button and subscribe. Yes, and of course, get the book.
Buy the book. It's on Amazon, by the way.
It's a nice way to start. Get the book. Then from there you can either look and see the video or come and join us and become a facilitator in one of her programs.
Definitely. Welcome all. So we want to thank you for being present, and thank you for those hearts that I see there, and for those likes. Thank you so much. We appreciate them. And well, we hope to see you next Friday.
Next Friday, yes, absolutely.
Definitely. So sending love to all of you, and until next time.
Enjoy your evening, the rest of your evening.
Yes, blessings, and buy the book.
Nice, good bed reading material.
Yes, best company. Let's say the best company that you can sleep with.
It teaches you about you.
You can have a date with the book. Since we are in a date with your soul, like every Friday, now you can have a date with the book. Okay, so happy Valentine's. Maybe the book can be your Valentine's. What about that?
Valentine's gift.
There you go. Bye.